welcome everyone. My name is Denise Goldstein. I work in the marketing department at SMRT. I've been here since October of 2022, and we're really happy to have you here. We are going to be talking about in-app marketing. And we have a poll, a quick poll to put out to all of our participants just to see what you all are doing right now with your digital marketing. So if you don't mind, it's only 2 questions. What kind of digital marketing do you use right now? And what do you think you're going to be expanding what you're doing in the future? And I'll give a recap once we've gotten everyone's questions. Okay. So we had about 10 responses. 7 out of 10 are doing social media. 4 out of 10 of you are doing some kind of mass messaging. 1 of you are doing trigger-based marketing so far. We've got 2 dry cleaners doing paid ads. 4 out of 10 are actually doing some form of print marketing. And 2 out of 10 of you are doing reputation management. So that's just good information for us all to have, see where you all are starting. Looks like, a lot of people are doing some form of digital marketing. And let's see the second question. Do you plan to do more marketing? 9 out of 10, yes. So that's great. 1, not sure. So great. Well, we're glad you're here. And we hope this will be an informative webinar for you. So we're going to get going. So we're here for in-app marketing, Grow Smarter, and I'm pleased that my associate, Tony Haddad, will be presenting today. He is our customer success for digital marketing, works directly with our customers to make sure they know what they're up to with their marketing, how are their results going, make changes. So he's really invested in the success of our dry cleaners who are on our marketing program and really walking them through. And that means he also sees what everyone is doing and has a broad knowledge of what people are doing in the dry cleaning space.
Thank you for the introduction.
Let's go quickly over the agenda, Tony.
Okay.
We're going to do a quick intro. Then you'll give us a walkthrough of the marketing module. We're going to talk about a few growth strategies, see some data. Then we'll have a Q&A. We'll wrap up and share some next steps based on what we've discussed today, and then you'll be on your way. So quick introduction to Smart Marketing. The program was officially launched in August of 2022. And then as we were moving along, we used web-based tools for that. Because we were sort of testing out what we liked about marketing, what we wanted to keep offering. And over time, we really realized that the right thing to do would be to put this into SMRT. We already have the data in SMRT, and SMRT is already powerful software. And so over a few months, we did a lot of planning, strategizing, and then building of a module inside SMRT that now contains many tools and visibility for dry cleaners to do their own marketing. The nice thing is that it really does match SMRT. It's very flexible, easy to learn. You've got your support built in. All your data is there. And because we're cloud-based, you can really do it from anywhere. And it's all inside SMRT. It's quite amazing. And the great thing is just how flexible it is. We want you to grow the way you want to grow. And so as you'll see, you can really customize your marketing to what you want to do because you're going to be in full control. And you'll have our support to help guide you through the whole process. So Tony, this is your chance to give us your tour.
All right. Well, thank you. Now, at SMRT, we believe that your marketing is our mission. And we've built powerful tools to help your business grow effortlessly. With Smart in-app marketing, you're not just sending promotions. You're building stronger customer relationships through targeted, automated messaging that drives real results. Our platform combines smart campaigns, smart broadcasts, and smart reviews to create personalized, data-driven experiences that engage your customers, boost retention, and increase revenue. Because these tools live inside the SMRT system, they work seamlessly with your customer data and KPIs to automate messages based on customer actions, manage feedback in real time, and track campaign performance effortlessly, whether it's sending promotions, keeping customers informed, or enhancing your reputation. SMRT does the heavy lifting so you can focus on growing your business. Now, we're going to take a look at what it looks like inside of SMRT. And starting out, the first thing we're going to look at is the main screen of SMRT and that marketing module that's added when you signed up. Now, take note that this does vary based on which product you sign up for, but we're looking at if everything is turned on. Now, we've got promotions, reviews, broadcast, campaigns, email templates, and marketing settings. We're going to start out on promotions, and SMRT Broadcast and SMRT Campaigns leverages the power of SMRT Promotions already built into your system to activate click to apply and auto apply promotions. The settings within there allow you to set safeguards as well as make it easy for customers and CSRs to utilize these promotions seamlessly. Coming back to that main screen, the next section we're going to touch on is broadcasts. Now, keep in mind, broadcast is included in the campaigns product and is part of that. This is made for setting up mass messages for various purposes. Once you name, you can choose how that message is sent, whether it's email or text message, autofill items for easy customization, like customer first name and last name, as well as easy targeting with inclusion filters. Selecting from a calendar dropdown for scheduling, being able to add or create new targeting filters, as well as add your email templates directly from our robust email template library. For this example, we're going to choose the quarterly comforter email. And as you can see, that click to apply button is built right into that email. Selecting the promotion is an additional customization, so that way you can change promotions easily or reuse one that has worked in the past. At the bottom of the screen, you have additional options such as save as draft, send that message, cancel, delete, expand preview, as well as edit your email directly from there and be able to send yourself a test message before it goes out to your customers. Returning to that main screen, the next section we're going to touch on is the email templates. Because they are connected in the broadcast and campaigns, we're going to show how easy it is to create and customize those campaigns. So things like that quarterly comforter, as well as holiday specific items that we add in on a monthly basis that are based on holidays and seasonal items. Once we click edit, we're inside of that editor. And as you can see, it's a simple block builder, making it quick and easy to customize those emails with additional items that are drag and drop from the right-hand side. Coming back to the main screen here, we're going to circle back and go to those campaigns. Talk about the power behind the automation built in. With database campaigns like inventory reminders, as well as update your information and accounts receivable past due, you can keep up on your customers' day-to-day business, as well as things like customer retention for things like customers that signed up and didn't place an order, welcoming customers, customer retention, and lost customers. Looking at those campaign settings, you have those same custom filters that you're able to adjust to target different customer sets for each type of campaign, as well as setting priority, promotions, and previews of those messages at the bottom. Easy to update, customize to your business. The other section is the upselling and cross-selling, which includes things like our most popular comforter campaign, which allows you to increase your comforter count on a regular basis, seamlessly and automatically by offering to various customers throughout the quarter. And my personal favorite, the upsell by department. Upselling automatically based on customers that are not using a specific department and being able to customize those messages, the departments, and other items to your business. Speaking of customization, we'll jump right into these custom campaigns. Again, you can target with inclusion and exclusion filters, choose your priority, auto apply, as well as frequency and maximum messages, making it easy to customize each campaign to your business. One more button that I want to cover before we jump into our reviews, and that's the easiest, our marketing settings. In here lives the Twilio phone numbers, as well as autofill items for your social media. That way, this product can also be used to promote for social media along with your regular promotional messaging. Now that we've covered the broadcasting campaigns, let's jump right into our reviews. In this review module, off to the right-hand side, we have that quick and easy Google integration, connecting your Google business to there. And once we click into the review campaign, we can see that those targeting items are carried right over to the campaign for reviews. Customers have an option of a positive or negative experience going to Google or a direct form. And when you send that text message and they choose direct feedback, they come right into their customer app where they track their clothes and other items already. You can customize those messages how you see fit within Google's guidelines, and it allows for seamless integration. The responses that come into there are not going to an indiscriminate mailbox. It's coming straight into the system that you and your employees use daily. And those messages can be responded to very quickly and easily. Now, we're going to circle back and go over to the replies, which is actually the reviews that have been left. Once we filter the time frame, we can see the reviews that we want to respond to. And as you can see, each one of these have had a response, but you are able to edit that reply, and that is live on Google. With an AI that can help you write those responses built directly in, you can post straight to Google, and that will show up on the Google business profile almost immediately. Coming back to the main page for reviews here, we're going to go into the auto reply next. So fully automated responses, there's 4 sections that are built in by default, and you're able to add your own custom sections as well. Each of these is broken out based on the star rating, the locations, and whether it has a comment or not. By default, there's 5 in each one, but you are able to add additional variations on top of that. And of course, with an AI to help you write those responses, once you hit save, that is implemented and ready to start auto-responding for your customers. Coming back to that main screen once more, we're going to go into our reports, where you can see month over month how many reviews you've gotten, as well as the average star rating, your response rate over time, as well as individual locations with how many reviews you've gotten and the average star rating based on the filters at the top of the screen. Now, the next section is looking at what those responses are. How do you respond to those customers that have left negative feedback? They've had a bad experience. Coming right into that direct feedback within your smart system, you're not only able to see those items, but you can assign and address them directly from your smart system. Meaning that whether it's you, a CSR, or a manager in store, they're able to send those responses and address that issue quickly and easily, all inside the same system they use daily. When we click on View It, it shows up in the notes under that customer account, and we can even go into their profile and be able to look at more information or respond to them straight from that screen. We can select Resolved and move on to the next task. Now, speaking of those responses, the next section we're to go into is clicking on the promotions within an email. So this is an email that I got for 10% off alterations. Note that unsubscribe at the bottom for all of our best practices, and select that Apply My Coupon. I come right into that customer app, get a nice notification at the top of the screen, and that's the same app the customers use to add their wardrobe, track their orders, and inside of their customer profile within the menu, you can also see that promotion pending. So the customer has a clear view of exactly what's on their account and what they need to use. Now, on the CSR side, with these types of messages coming in, sometimes there are questions about promotions as well as someone that lost that message. That's all stored right in that contact log. And as you can see, this customer here had a question about comforters. He's unsure what the cost would be with that promotion, so we can quickly respond directly from that same screen that the promotion is going to make that king size comforter only $35. That customer response is quick and easy, meaning that you can communicate with your customers just like if they were trying to schedule a pickup or any other items that are business related that they respond to currently. Once I hit send, it also shows in that customer contact log. That way, if you or a CSR is looking into more of that information, it's all stored directly inside of SMRT without having to go somewhere else to look for that information. Now, next, what we're going to do is look at some of the reporting that comes along with this. So inside of our reports, we do have tracking for sending metrics of broadcast and campaigns. It's located under KPI config in tags, and we're able to see those broadcasts as a total or as individual messages. Same thing for campaigns. We can track each campaign, see how many people have opened it, how many messages have been sent, as well as some of those promotion-specific items, like promotions on orders and promotions applied to customer accounts. Now, getting into those two reports, the next one I want to talk about is the promotions on orders. Now, this is an example of a customer that is sending almost all of our campaigns. And this is just one of those campaigns that generated about $4,300 worth of spending or revenue based on the orders that were sent in, as well as the promotion itself. And this was one of our comforter promotions. Now, this also allows you to track month over month how many people are using those promotions. As you can see a little bit in the background here. Sorry, I had to blur some information out to make sure we don't disclose anybody. But looking at this, you're able to see that month over month, you can track each promotion, how many, and drill down into each one to see the revenue for each and every single promotion, as well as how many times it's been used within a specific month, giving you a clear and easy visual. The next one is customers that have the promotion on their account. Generally speaking, this is customers that have clicked but have not used that promotion yet. It allows you to track the interest in certain types of promotions and whether they convert over to a final order, giving you that clear visual and targeting so that way you can update and adjust your campaigns accordingly based on your customer interactions. Another one of those nice customization options.
Thank you, Tony. That was a great overview. We are going to get into some growth strategies. So based on what you've just seen, as you everything that you were able to look at with Tony now was all customizable to your business. Every campaign had an enable button, disable button, and every broadcast is just set up just the way you like it. So what we're going to do now is talk about 3 levels of marketing that you could do based on what you want for your business. So the first one is going to be a less aggressive approach. You're going to maybe do fewer promotions, more awareness. As we mentioned, because everything is so flexible, you can actually run campaigns that we already have set up and just remove the promotions. We would show you how to do that. But you could also just do one-off messages like linens over Thanksgiving and rug cleaning, cushion cleaning, anything that's sort of specialized that maybe your customers aren't aware of yet. You could just do sort of the basics and just run our database campaigns. The next level up would be to actually do everything in that first slide, but then also utilize all of our coupon campaigns. They're already built. You could just turn them on and they're meant to work as is. You're also welcome, of course, to go in and update the timing of things and which customers you want to get them. Some of our customers remove, their route customers from certain promotions, et cetera, et cetera. But at this level, you would use all of those automated campaigns to bring in more business. And then at the top level would be to really dig into those custom building campaigns, really dig into your customer base, look at all your data and your services, and really spend a lot of time coming up with very specialized promotions. We can assist if you have any questions about sort of the mechanics of everything. But once you get going with all of this, it's actually very simple to just set up KPIs that you need, emails that you need, text messages, and get it going. And these are just examples of things that we've seen customers do and talk about. It is not an exhaustive list. This is just to get everyone started with their imagination. And we thought for everyone's information, we would just break down some data by strategy. So if you're going the less aggressive route, you're really trying to control your growth. Perhaps you don't have the staff that would be able to accommodate aggressive growth. You just want to be able to control everything a little more. You can see that this would have on the lower end 3% growth. On the higher end, you could do 10%. The time investment is probably about 1 to 2 hours a month, just depending on if you're going to do a lot of custom or one-off messages. At the next level, we have a more aggressive. In this category, you might be able to anticipate 5 to 20% growth. You're going to put in a little more time each month. This is the level where you're using automated campaigns, you're building loyalty, you're keeping your newer customers engaged, and you're going to see sort of that steady growth because you're running so many promotions at once, and you're really trying to keep lost customers from getting lost. The time investment is most likely going to be in looking at your data, just making sure everything's working, making tweaks as if you want promotions to work better, that kind of thing. But again, with this one, you could just set it up and let it run, and you wouldn't have to put in too much time after that. And then on the most aggressive end of the scale, we're seeing 10 to 25% growth. That's people who are really invested in their marketing. They are spending 5 to 10 hours, sometimes with our team, sometimes on their own with their own teams. This is really for the larger operations who have a lot of opportunities they can offer. They have a lot of flexibility. They can do a lot of experimenting. So at this level, you can achieve a lot if you're willing to put in a lot of work, but you will expand your reach and you'll keep most of your customers engaged and possibly bringing in items that they didn't normally. We wanted to share just a few success stories. This is by no means a comprehensive list, but we just picked a couple of interesting things. One cleaner ran an awareness message just for rugs, no coupon, and he increased his rugs 22% year over year. And then we had another cleaner run a Thanksgiving linen awareness message, and he had a 60% increase year over year. So these types of things really do have an impact on your business. And then we had a slightly smaller, but not too small cleaner with 1 location and 3 routes, running all of our templated campaigns, and he likes doing some one-off one-day specials. His no orders campaign just since July 2024 has already brought in 4,000 in sales from 202 new orders. So those are people who were lost customers and have come back. His Saturday shirt sales, he ran a few of those. He got 147 orders, and his growth has been 10% year over year since he's been on marketing. So really impactful, and you can just imagine for your business what this would do. And this is the most staggering set of data. We looked at all of our cleaners as a whole and separated out anyone who is on marketing from anyone who is not using our marketing platform. And the difference, the average difference is 39%. So anyone who has been using smart marketing has achieved 39% higher revenue growth. Is that correct, Tony? Do you have anything to add?
39% higher revenue when compared to customers that are not using smart marketing at all. Yes.
Okay. And we just wanted to show you on the reviews side of the spectrum, just what we're hearing from our customers and why they love having the reviews in app. I love that my CSRs can respond immediately to feedback messages and rectify issues. When I learned that I could generate as many auto replies as I wanted, I set up 20 of them. It's important to me that customers see a variety of replies and know that we care. And finally, after starting smart reviews, we've seen more reviews and better ones, as well as more foot traffic. Do you have anything to add about reviews?
I mean, I hear this pretty consistently, especially getting more reviews and higher review ratings. And along with Google Business Profile optimization, it is almost guaranteed to see more traffic as we're optimizing your SEO with this process.
And I really think one of the benefits of the reviews product is that ability to either use our auto replies, just going back to the basics of marketing, digital marketing, you want to reply to reviews. It looks best for your business and to, say that thank you. I don't know if you know, Tony, on the split of how many people are using auto versus how many people are doing it themselves, but it is great that Smart offers both of those options and so easily and with just a few clicks.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're ready for Q&A now. So what we're going to do is have you submit your questions in the chat. And then I'm going to have Tony read some of them and my colleague as well, and we will answer them as they come in. So we'll give you guys just a few minutes to submit your questions and we'll take them as they come in.
I can see at least a few people vigorously typing.
Ask away. We're here. I see one so far.
So we've got a good one from Gina. She asks, broadcast needs email or can it go on text messages? So sorry, I kind of zoomed past that quickly, but broadcast, you can choose any variation that you would like. So if you just want to send a text message, you're able to do that. If you just want to send an email, you're able to. You could also choose between email first or text first and then back up to the opposite, meaning that if it's email first, they'll only get an email. If they don't have an email on file, it'll back up to text message or vice versa. You could also send texts and emails simultaneously. So that way, whatever they have on file, that message will be sent.
And I think we've seen over time that email, while it's still useful, a lot of people are turning to SMS. Partly because some people don't want to give up their email address, partly because SMS just is much more instant and people will react to it much more quickly. Personally, I do think email is still very valuable because someone can search their email for one that they saw come in. Maybe they didn't take advantage of it right away, but then when they think about it, they can actually it's much more easy to search for an email that you might have gotten a few days ago versus a text where it's already kind of come down the line and it's not as easy to find. But we are still seeing people using both methods of communication.
Yeah. We have another one here from Margie. It says, if you have a customer who opted out of messages initially and now wants back in, can you set them back up if you want? So this is something that is regulated by the FCC, that they have to respond to that. They have to opt back in, which is in text message, a lot of times it's just clicking or sending a response of start again, that it comes back in. With email, it's finding one of those emails, selecting that unsubscribe link, and then resubscribing to there. But that is something that we cannot force someone back into there. They have to opt back in through those methods. Denise, do you want to add anything to that?
Well, I believe we can actually, if someone calls a cleaner and asks to be opted out, that can be changed on that
Okay.
side of things. If someone calls and says, I don't want to get emails anymore, we can actually put that in, unsubscribe them from the system, but we can't resubscribe them.
Okay. And I did see we had somebody who had a hand up. Enrique, we're doing chat if you could. You can put your message down in the chat and we'll answer any questions from there. We do have another question in here from Louise. Apologies if I'm saying that incorrectly. Is there request for a user customer facing application for iPhones? I can answer that, but it's sometimes an extensive answer. So generally speaking, just trying to give a very broad answer to that. The reason that we use a web application is because most browsers read a specific line of code as opposed to operating systems that can be significantly different. So for iPhones, Android, Windows, etc., they can all use similar browsers, meaning that they are compatible with web applications, as opposed to a physical application for iPhones.
I do have two things to add. Number one, by it not being an actual app, we've actually increased the usability. I think I saw perhaps 70% higher usability when it's web-based versus an app. But secondly, there is a way through the app to add to home screen. So you can have a button show up on your mobile device, but it will link back to the web-based portal. But there is a way to have a button on yours that looks like an app.
Enrique put a message in here. They said, can you go over a little bit more about the internal messaging on Smart Marketing? So I think I can answer this one. I think what you're asking is about how those messages come through. So I'll kind of break it out into two sections with the promotions through broadcasts or campaigns, or the messages through broadcast campaigns. The customers simply have to hit reply, whether on that text or email, and those messages come right into the messaging center. Now, those can be assigned in the employee permissions, where you can either have somebody that does the assigning or assign specific types of messages to those employees. And that can be either a CSR, a manager, or whoever you would like within your organization. So that's kind of how that functions. Now, the direct feedback through the reviews is in a similar section. So it's still under messages, but it's under that direct feedback section. That way it's broken out into a different area. And that can also be assigned to a specific employee or a level of employee. That way they can address those issues directly.
This is actually a good time to mention one piece that we haven't mentioned yet, which is that when you sign up for marketing, you will be getting a different Twilio number for the reviews. And also, if you're going to be doing either smart broadcasts or smart campaigns or both. So you would have, if you signed up for both products, you would get two new numbers. The reason being that we need those numbers to have their own unsubscribe situation and reply situation, and also so that we can do specifically marketing messaging from the marketing number and specifically a poll campaign from the reviews number. So we would manage all of that for you. As long as you sign up with us, we would put that number, we would request the numbers for you, and then they would be added to the POS. You don't have to do anything. But just letting you know that you're not using your POS number for any part of your marketing. Okay, if there aren't any more questions, or are there more coming in?
I don't see any more currently. Feel free to drop them in the chat. If we see any that come in, we'll answer them before we leave.
So I just wanted to quickly mention that smart marketing is not limited to just reviews, smart campaigns, and smart broadcasts. We do also offer smart social, which is 3 posts per week, every week of the year. It boosts your SEO, and there's AI assisted posting. So that is a web-based platform. You would get a login, but at the same time, we would be populating your calendar, your social calendar, with posts automatically every month. You have time to review them, and then they just post automatically, so you don't actually have to do anything. That's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week of the year. It includes holiday posts, industry-specific information, a little bit of humor, a little bit of fashion. It's for someone who really wants to have some social media and is just not able to do it themselves. And it's always beautiful imagery. And we also produce websites made in-house. We have 2 options. We have one page, so it's just a scrolling website. It's quick, it's affordable. It has all of the benefits of a regular website, such as being SEO friendly and mobile responsive. But then we do have the multi-page, which is 5 pages and is customized to your business. On the one page side, we have 2 options. One is not customized, one is. And so we really have a lot of options there. And for anyone who is curious about the process for marketing, we do a very extensive onboarding when you sign up with us. Based on what products you're going to be using, you'll get a full walkthrough, discuss what your goals are, and help make sure everything is set up for you. And then we check in with you, make sure you're ready to go, answer any final questions, and then we start. And then Tony here will conduct check-ins, make sure that you are getting what you need from your marketing, maximize your results, recommend new strategies, and along the way, help update and optimize. And we'll also show you how to do that as well, so you don't have to wait for your check-in. And for anyone who wants a more in-depth discussion, you can click this QR code, and it's going to take you to a booking link to book time with one of our sales team. So we'll leave that QR code open for a few minutes, or a few seconds, that is. You can also find the booking, a button to book on our website. But go ahead and do the code if you'd like. And we're really happy that you guys were here. We hope that this was informative. Thank you to Tony for his demo. We've included some email addresses in case you want to email with further questions. If you're planning to subscribe, the best way is to email sales@SMRTsystems directly. Or if you have a current salesperson that you're in touch with, you can go ahead and reach out to them as well. They can help you out. And then if you're already on our marketing, or you would like to reach out to us, it's marketing@smartsystems.com. So we're really happy you were here. We hope this was helpful. Okay.
And I think that's all that I've got. Thank you everyone for joining, and feel free to reach out. I hope to hear from all, if not some of you. And if you have any last minute questions, feel free to reach out with the contact information. You can also book a conversation from our website as well. I'd be happy to go further in depth with what you're looking for, and see if we can help you build out an updated multi-page.